There are so many different lives we can experience in a quantum healing hypnosis technique session, also known as QHHT. If you're not familiar with what QHHT is, I will have a link up here of a video of me describing exactly what that is. But people experience so many different things. It's lives that are experienced on this earth, there's lives that are experienced on other planets, in the solar system, in other solar systems. You can experience earlier memories in your current life, or you can experience even a parallel life that you might have consciousness in going on at a similar time as your life now. Or you could also experience life as an animal or life as an inanimate object. Your subconscious during a session will show you the type of life or a story of a life that you need to experience in that moment to help you get on the right track or help you to integrate a specific type of energy that will be beneficial to you moving forward. So, one time I did experience the lifetime of being a rock. And you would think that there wouldn't be much to experience as a rock, but this lifetime taught me a lot, actually. So, the first scene when I figured out I was a rock, I was seeing life with the dinosaurs. Rocks are billions and millions of years old. So it was basically the beginning of time. I was a rock and I was living amongst the dinosaurs, just observing, and the first thing that I noticed was I didn't have many thoughts. I was just existing, which makes sense. Rocks do have consciousness, but it's not the same as a human being. So it was this observational energy. I was seeing dinosaurs and I was just experiencing life, basically just observing that. And then the next scene that I saw, I was being carved by a human being, and it was like an earlier ancient civilization human being. And I was being carved into, I don't even know what the shape was exactly. All I knew was I was being shaped into a specific thing. And the practitioner was asking, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about being carved? And I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any opinions towards it. I was just allowing it to happen, basically just going with the flow of that. And then I experienced the next scene where I was in a laboratory. So I was like basically a science experiment. They had taken a part of the rock that I was and taken me into a science lab, and they were doing all these tests on me. And I noticed the fluorescent lighting in there, but I didn't feel any type of way towards it. And it's funny because in this lifetime now, I am very sensitive to fluorescent lighting. So I think that that's why my subconscious did show me that, because as the rock, I didn't have any feelings towards it. It wasn't bothering me in any way. I was just noticing it and observing. And so they were doing tests on me. And of course, like the practitioner was asking, how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about being tested upon? And again, I didn't have any feeling towards it. It was just what it was. It was just happening to me. And I was just observing that. And I don't remember if anything happened after that. That's like the last thing I remember. But in a session, the practitioner always asks, what was the purpose of the subconscious or higher self, whatever term you want to use? What was the purpose of showing you that type of life? And the answer was that I needed to see a life where I was just observing. I was just observing what was happening. I wasn't having any feelings towards it. I wasn't trying to analyze anything. I was just experiencing, just strictly experiencing. And that was important for me at the time because, I have been somebody that has been a little bit conditioned to obsess over the future and analyze everything that's going on. Instead of just feeling things, I would I would overanalyze everything and every feeling instead of just experiencing life. And I would get so much anxiety about the future and, what's going to happen, and just basically avoiding the present moment. And in this life as a rock, I had no job other than to just experience and be in the present moment. So my subconscious wanted to show me that so that I could finally integrate this observational energy, that I could finally be somebody that's just in the present moment and is able to observe life and allow life to happen and go with the flow rather than having to have everything planned out and obsessing over every feeling, and finally just allowing and observing what's happening in my life. So, your subconscious in session shows you what you need to integrate in order to move forward. So, I just thought that was a fun little example to share with you today. If you are interested in experiencing a QHHT session here in the San Diego area, I would love to connect with you, and I will have the link in the description below. And if you are new here, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe because I like to share a lot of QHHT information and just show my life as somebody that's living a spiritually aligned life. So, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.